Welcome to class today, and the focus is on our posture and our hips. So, they are related. Everything in the body is linked. And so, I just thought yesterday, I find myself sometimes slumping more than ever. And I just thought it would be nice to concentrate on those areas of our body. So let us begin. Welcome again, and I invite you to sit up for the time being. So find your comfortable seated position, and we're going to take the hands behind the buttocks and pull the flesh behind you, and then press your sitting bones down. Squeeze your shoulders to your ears and let them release. Now take your sternum, the breastbone, and lift it up. Notice when you do that, the shoulder blades just fall down your back. I'm sitting on a cushion. You can also sit on something. What that does is it tends to lift the spine a little bit. Drop the hips down and lift your spine. And as we're concentrating on the spine and the muscles on either side of the spine today, along with the hips, you might want to try sitting on something. All right, so give you a little time to settle. So moving the flesh away from the sits bones and plug them down. Lift the crown to the ceiling, bring a smile to your face. And then just close your eyes. And I just want to welcome everybody once more. Doing your best today, that's what we all come to our mat to do. We just focus on what feels right for us today. We don't necessarily have to compare a class. Oh gosh, I did that last class. Why can't I do it this class? What's going on? Just let everything go. Just work with what you have. Just go with the flow, as we say. Okay, so once again, with your eyes closed, you're going to feel your surroundings. We're all in different places. You can hear probably some sounds around you. Perhaps some air brushing against the skin, the texture of your clothes on your skin. And the feel of you sitting on something. So the eyes are softly closed. I invite you to take a deep breath in through the nose. And with that breath, allow that breath to lift your spine a little bit more. Drawing the shoulder blades down your back and press the sits bones into the mat or your cushion. Take a brief moment here to relax now. You want to make sure that you're relaxed in the facial area. If you think you're clenching, let that go. Take a nice hard swallow, everybody. And relax your throat. Relax your neck and your shoulders all the way to your arms, down into the fingers. Keep lifting that spine up. Keep pressing the sitting bones into the mat. Feel your hips. Feel your thighs and your knees. Ankles, feet, toes. Make sure you're sitting up through your center. You're not leaning into one side more than the other. And just bring that sense of calm and peace and balance to your mind and your body right now. And begin your yogic breath. So start without troubling the spine. Remember, you're lifting up that spine. Start to breathe in through the nostrils. Fill your lungs all the way up. Let the breath lift you a little bit higher if possible. And exhale all the way down to the belly button. Try to squeeze as much air as you can from the bottom of your lungs. Squeeze it out. Get rid of that stale air that sometimes settles in the bottom of the lungs. And then take a new breath again. So, a lot of us, we're sitting in the day or whatever we're doing. A lot of stuff that we do affects our hips. And when your hips are tight, and you don't have a good flexion of the hip area, then it draws into the base of the spine, the lumbar spine, the muscles around there. And sometimes that can also cause the back to round or to get some lower back pain. So it's all, it's every part of the body, it's all related. So we're going to work on hips and probably a stretch for the psoas muscle, because that's a long muscle that from the back of your body wraps around and comes down by the thigh there. So sometimes if that shortens up as well with the hip area, it can also cause some back issues as well. So it's a little of it that I know. I don't know a lot about the anatomy part of it, but I try to research and find out certain things, and just common sense alone will tell us all that when the muscles drop, when they're tight, then we do get pain and not much flexion and so on. So, okay, so stay with me. Okay, guys, just keep breathing. Allowing that exhale to be nice and long so you can squeeze that air out of your lungs. And on the inhale, you're going to lift your spine all the way up. Okay, I'd like you to open your eyes, and I'd like to welcome everybody once again to this class. So you're going to find your way into child's pose, I should say. So we're going to we started in child. So if you need to have something between the back of your thighs and your heel, please get whatever you have. Widen your knees a little bit away from each other. Let the big toes come in towards each other, and then push your buttocks back towards the heel. Again, if this is causing any little discomfort here in this area, please use something. You can use a block, your book, you can do this and heighten up yourself, all right? Or put it between the thighs and the heel. So we're here, we're gonna breathe those arms all the way up and stretch that spine up. We're focusing on stretching and what you're feeling in those muscles, tendons, ligaments, joints, everything today. Focus on all of that now. Take a breath, and as you exhale, you're going to fold forward, stretching those arms out there. Look down at your mat. So you're like in a little flat back here. Stretching, stretching, and then continue all the way, float into your mat. And relax your head. If your head does not touch the mat, you can use what we say, 1 potato, 2 potato, rest your forehead there. You can use a block, your cushion, your books, whatever you have. And take a breath in. Notice the breath in the back of your lungs now. As you inhale, the shoulder blades slide away from that spine. And as you exhale, it slide back in and down. Breath in, breath. And yes, you can sprinkle in your soft sounding sighs when you need them. Okay, remember, always encourage sounds. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to see if you can let go your day. Just let go anything that you might have brought to your mat. We want to really concentrate on lengthening that body today and concentrate on the hip area around the lumbar spine and the hips. Okay, so just breathe and let go. If something is stuck inside there, you need to let it go. Breathe it out. Okay, and from here, your arms are extended, you're on your palms, you're going to lift your chest up, and we're going to slide forward onto the forearms, onto the belly, coming forward on that mat. And we're in Sphinx position. You're going to lift up that chest, slide the shoulder blades down your back, neck is nice and long, and press down into your pelvic triangle. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, let's come again. We're going to press into the palms. There's no need to move the hands. Push into the knees Walk your knees in a little bit, and then you can slide those hands back to come into child. And focus on lengthening your arms, lengthen your spine. Breathe into the back of your lungs. Come again, let's slide like a little snake. Coming forward, you're slinking that body forward, lifting up, take a good stretch here, just do what you can. Doesn't have to look right, it just needs to feel good. And then we come up onto the knees, press back, and come back into child's pose. Stretching here, feeling, observing, letting go. Good. And then we're slowly going to come up onto the knees, and we're going to come around and sit. Okay. You sit with the legs straight out, moving the flesh away from those sit bones again and press them in. Sitting up nice and tall. If you need to sit back on your support, please do that. So you should be feeling a slight lift in that spine by now. Maybe a little release in the hips. All right. Take a breath. We're going to inhale those arms up. Reach those fingers right up to the ceiling. Take a stretch here. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Lift that spine all the way up. Take a breath as you exhale. Fold forward. Pressing the fingers. We're not down there yet. So if you need something to lift the knees slightly off the mat, please go ahead and put your little towel there. Breathe in. Inhale. Exhale. Releasing your hands down. Just hold wherever your hands catch. And lift up that spine and hinge from your hips, looking at the toes. Breathe in, breathe out. Stretching that spine up with the breath and just hinging forward on that exhale. Okay, we're slowly going to slide up. Walk your feet a little bit away from each other. Put your hands behind you like this and lift up that spine and come into a slide back bend here. Squeezing the shoulder blades back, opening that chest. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Coming back to center, we're going to bend that right knee, take it into the inside of the left thigh. Inhale your arms up once more. We can slide that left leg in a little bit so it's not too wide. Lift up now. Nice high stretch here. Exhale again, coming forward. Flatten that back. Exhale, hold where you can. Your belly button should line up on the inside of that thigh. Lift up that spine. Pull the shoulders back. Can you take a breath here? Take that big breath in and lift up that sternum. Lift it up. Breathe it away from that belly button. Dropping the shoulders down, breathe, smile, inhale, exhale. Good, and we're slowly going to slide up. Good, and we change. So the leg can go slightly out. Bend the left one. Remember to be aware of the hamstring. Inhale your arms back up again. Good. A breath in to lift that spine. That inhale is lifting it. It's lifting it and lifting it a little bit more. Sip that air in as you lift that spine all the way up. Breathe in, breathe out. And then we're going to fold forward towards those toes. Good. Let that left thigh drop down. And then you hold wherever you can. Now again, as you hold, notice that you're rounding that upper back a bit. So take a breath and lift up that sternum once more. Drop the shoulders down, stretch. You're really stretching here today. And then come down a notch or two more. So belly button lined up on the inside of that thigh. So we don't hurt our backs here. Breathing in and stretching. Pulling up. Let that inhale lift that spine a little bit more. Yes, get that challenge today. In yoga, we say you go to your place of comfort and ease. We go to that place of challenge, comfort, ease, somewhere in between. Good. And then slowly slide up. Good. Taking the soles of the feet together, draw the heels in towards the groin. Now, the more the heel comes into the groin is the more challenging it might be for you. So you can decide how far you need it in. Taking your palms, your elbows, and pressing those knees safely down. Feel your hips opening. Now, when we do this, notice the back starts to do this as well, all right? So there is a connection here with the hip flexors and your lower back muscles going up inside here. So we want to now observe the spine and begin to lift it as the shoulders go back. Neck is nice and long. Take a breath. You're just hinging forward a little bit, not too much. Breathe in and just gently pressing those thighs towards the floor. Inhale and exhale. Breath in and out. Good. And slowly release. Good. Let's come up back into table position. So check now that your knee falls under that hip and you're opening your fingers nice and wide, pressing down into the fingertips and not into your wrist. Take a breath. As you exhale, lift up that chest. Draw the crown of the head and the tailbone away from each other to keep the spine long, shoulders down. Pull the abdominal muscles in slightly and let's take a breath. As you exhale, roll those the tailbone underneath you and then begin to lift the spine. Feel that motion. And then you drop the head as the shoulders round now and then pull that spine all the way up to the ceiling. And then we reverse it by leaving the head there, lifting that tailbone first. And then the shoulder blades run down your spine. Then you lift that neck and head and look forward. All right, so concentrate on that. Feel as though if it's the first time you're ever doing a cat and dog stretch. All right, so let's go again. Pay attention, rolling the tailbone underneath you as you press down into the hands. Begin to lift the spine up. Shoulder blades sliding away from the spine now. Then the shoulders, neck and head drop down. No tension in that neck. Breathe. And then we leave the head down there and we lift the tailbone first. And then the shoulder blades slide down and the neck and the head come up. Good, very nice. Take a breath. We're going to circle the hips. So go to the right, push back to the heel, go to the left and come forward. Let's do one more in this direction. See if you can exaggerate that movement, get into the hips. And after you've done the second one, you're going to start on the other side. Reverse that movement. So 1 and 2. Good. From here, curling those toes under, take a breath, putting up through the core. We're going to come up into a nice soft downward dog. So begin to lift the hips as you take the hips up and the buttocks up. Now organize up yourself. You remember you're like an inverted V. So from here, as you get up into your downward dog, lift your buttocks up towards the ceiling. Spread the buttocks and lift it. Drop the shoulders down. And then from here, you can press the chest back a little bit towards the thigh and let the head just relax all the way down. We can shake it yes and no. As we say, it's like a nice ripe mango on that tree out there. Dangling out there in the breeze. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. And we're going to come down softly onto the knees. And we're going to sit. We're going to do our fire log pose. Great for the hips. So let me remind you, the fire log. Take one leg in front of you and see if you can get the shin parallel in line with your edge of your mat. Be careful with this one. If you need some support, you know that you can put stuff underneath you. And then we're going to take the other foot So this is not a cross-legged position, as you all know, because we've done this before. I'm going to take the other foot on top of it like this. So again, this is all coming from the hip flexors. So if you need support, see I'm having a little space on this side, so I'm going to put my block right here. And then I press down into the block. So this is the best that I can do. I'm not forcing myself to do anything more than this. So please don't force. Okay, yoga teachers have their restrictions as well. Their little challenges, as we say. All right, so we're sitting like this in fire log pose. So get there if you can. And if it's not really working for you, then just sit however you can. So we're lifting up that spine once more with the breath. You may feel your hips screaming out at you. What you need to do is breathe down into those hips. Imagine that the oxygen is not just bypassing the lungs and going straight into that hip. And when you breathe out, you're just breathing out all that stuff that we store down there. Because they say that memory and stuff stores itself in the hip area. So close your eyes now, everybody, and breathe. Let go and release, lifting up that spine as much as you can. Deep breath in, close your eyes. No distractions. Exhale all the stuff that's coming up to the surface now. Breathe it out. Keeping your eyes closed now, you're going to walk your hands out. So again, you want to pay attention to what's happening here. So it's up to you. Everybody is different. I don't know how far out you can walk your hands. So you go ahead and do what you can as you lean forward. But please keep your chest nice and high here. Breathe it in. So your palms on your sticky mat will help you to draw that chest forward a little bit more if you can. Being aware of every part of the body, what's going on in the hips, especially that right one there. Exhale it all out. Stretching that spine forward. Feeling the connection between the hips and your lower back. Those muscles going up that spine as we breathe. Good, wonderful. And let's slowly and carefully make our way back up, slide up. Ooh, yes. Hey, I see somebody doing very well over there. So what we're going to do now is to change the feet around. So whichever one was in the front, you're going to take it to the back. So let's start with the front one first. So you're just taking it across. And then the other one goes on top. Ooh, okay. So I don't know if you probably, maybe you didn't look and maybe you probably didn't notice, but this side for me, see, this side is dropping down, all the way down. All right. So the other side, I have to use the block underneath here to keep it up, support it on this side. So we, you know, these are the little things that show us and teach us that one side of the body is usually different to the other. And this is why yoga is so amazing, because it teaches us to balance both sides of the body. All right. So lift up nice and tall. Close your eyes. Rest your hands in your lap. Keep breathing in and lifting that spine up. When you get there, then you can exhale all the stuff that you're stirring up there. You want to breathe it out, let it go, release it. And for everybody, you know it's going to be different. And that's fine. Okay, keeping your eyes closed, going to walk those hands out there again. If you want a little glance, you can just glance and then close them back. So go to your edge of comfort. Again, that place, that comfortable place, that easy place, and the challenging place. You want to go in between those two places. All right, we don't want it to be too easy, but again, we don't want it to be too challenging. So you work it for yourself. As you breathe, remember the oxygen is working, softening those muscles. Maybe we can go forward tips more, maybe not. But the main thing here is for you to lengthen that spine. So pay attention to the spine. Pay attention to the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh. Right. Get it out. Tell whatever is in there to leave you alone. Come out to the body. Go down the road. Beautiful, everybody. And then we're going to come up to center. Ah, nice. Ooh. And then we take it away. All right. Take your time to find your way back into your downward dog. So this downward dog is good to release the hips. And of course, you know, it's amazing for your back. So once again, we want to press up into a nice little downward dog here. Second one down, so maybe we can be a little more dynamic. I don't know, it's up to you all. You're pressing down into the fingertips. You're lifting, spread that buttocks, lift it up to the ceiling. Knees can be soft or you can press them back. And then drop your chest towards the thigh. And remember that we have that nice ripe mango there. Julie or Bombay or whatever. I know I'm being silly, but it's okay. It's nice to be silly sometimes. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale and exhale. Okay, we're coming back down onto the knees and let's get into lizard pose right away. Step your right foot out to the outside of the edge of the mat and turn the toes out. Your hands are inside. You can choose to use a block. Remember, the block has different levels. And then we're going to curl the back toe under, lift that knee up off the mat. And from here, I invite you now to drop that groin down into the mat. Towards the mat, not into the mat, just towards. Lift up that chest and breathe. You can try the block, and if you don't need it, just put it one side and come onto the palms. And then we're just going to rock back and forth a little bit. And you know that this pose is going to take us into pigeon. Ah, yes. And you know what they say, the poses that we resist, the poses that we don't really like are the ones that we need. Those are the poses that we need. So try not to resist today. Let us just get into it. If you want a more dynamic stretch, you can come down onto the forearms. If you want to put your knee back on the mat, gently rest it there and just open up that groin a little bit more. So everybody, I think everybody should go down onto that knee. So see how nice and stretched that back leg is? Okay, leave the back leg there. Take your right foot for pigeon across to the left side of your mat. See, like this. My hubby says I'm crazy. I'm not crazy, I'm helping you all. All right, so this is hair. Did you hear him, guys? He says I'm going to give him a hernia. Oh my. Jeffrey, if you put in this class on YouTube, you have to take out some of this nonsense that we're going on with here. All right, so now, everybody, you know you have options with pigeon, all right? If you have that flexibility, you can get it here. Jeffrey said, I'm gonna shoot the pigeon. The back leg, you can bend the knee and draw that thigh in a little bit, all right? If not, roll onto the top of the thigh, come onto your knee. I wish some of the other husbands would join these classes. It would be so nice. So now, we're going to press down into the hands and lift that chest up. Stretch that spine, drop the shoulders down, smile everybody, breathe. Use your support, please everybody. You know that you can also use something under this right hip to lift that hip up. Put something under the hip. Now you're going to take a breath. As you come forward, listen carefully, you're going to stretch that spine. Come halfway down and keep stretching the spine. Take your hands forward a little bit, stretch your spine some more. And then you can come all the way down, rest your forehead on something, and lengthen those arms out there today. Keep them nice and long so that we can keep the spine lengthened. Breathe in, breathe out. We have another stage to go here, so just relax and enjoy. Inhale. Exhale. If something is not feeling right for you, please come out of the pose, fix yourself, and go back in. All right? Okay. From here, I invite you now to walk back up. Stretch your back, lift that back up, stretch it, stretch it. We're going to do a pigeon twist. So we've done this before. So you all know what to do. And we'll remind you, your left hand is going to slide towards that right side. Now, you might need to have something to rest your head on. Turn the head to look to the right. Lengthen your right arm out and come down onto the support like this. If you're not sure, you can glance at me. I think this is a little high for me though. See where my neck is? Your neck should come down a little bit, like so. All right, so this is where we're at, everybody. So try to get there. Remember that back leg, you can bend that knee in if it's a little too dynamic for you. Just bend that knee in and breathe. Now this is a double whammy. We're getting into the hip and we're getting into that spine as well. So keep the spine long and breathe into this. Okay, nice twist here. Pigeon twist. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, one more breath. I won't keep you there too long. We're going to press down into the hands. Lift yourself up. Good. Come back into that. Lengthen of that spine out there. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Good. Now swing the back leg forward. And we're just going to take this into a little twist. So you can choose whether you want to keep the right knee bent in and take the left leg over the right thigh, or you can keep that leg straight. Moving the flesh away from those sitting bones and plug them in. Staying present to everything here now. You want to make sure that you can try and get on the sole of that left foot. And a way to help you to do that is to use your right hand and draw that left thigh into your chest. And then you can put your left hand on something close to your body. And we can do that today so that it can help to lift that spine some more. Focusing on the spine and on the hips today. Close your eyes now. And as you exhale, you're going to twist towards that left side. Keep drawing that left thigh to the chest. And you do your little twist, the buttocks and the hip, the waist, the rib cage. You just want to be careful of the neck. Breathe in, breathe out. Keeping that spine long. So the inhale is going to lift the spine. The exhale might twist you around a little bit more. And then we come back to center and release. Okay, from here, let's come back up into a little stretch here in the downward dog once more in preparation for the other side. So stretch and then onto the knees. Now the left hand goes up to the edge of your mat, turning the toes out for our little lizard stretch here. Curl the back toes under the right toes and lift that knee up off the mat. We can start here and then go down onto the forearm. So take it easy. You want to stretch inside here. Now drop the groin, this groin part here, down to the mat. Push back into the ball of the foot. Turn your left toes out so you don't hurt yourself. And you breathe now. Connect to the breath. Shoulders down, spine long. Inhale, you can rock. Postures don't have to be static. You can move around. Okay, knee goes softly onto the mat. And then we can come down for a little quick stretch here on the forearm. Try that and see what happens there. Okay, let's come back up onto the palms, leaving this leg out there nice and stretched and long here. Now, all you need to do is to walk that left foot across to the right side like so. Your right hand can help it. Okay. If you need to put something underneath that left cheek, that left hip, please go ahead and have your little prop there. All right, and then you can see this side better now. So what I was trying to say on the other side is this, you can bend this knee in a little bit like this. All right, you're not going to get as much of a stretch, but we prefer that than you hurt yourself. So roll onto that thigh or bend the knee in a little. Press into the palms and lift that chest up. Drop those shoulders down. Nice long neck. Breathe in, breathe out. Then we're going to walk forward a little bit. Keep the chest stretched. Keep the spine stretched. Breathe. And then we walk a little bit more, keeping the stretch in the spine as you fold all the way down. And just keep that spine really, really stretched out there. And breathe. Just be aware of the shoulders, because a while ago as I went down onto the mat, I felt like my shoulders were coming up to the ears. So these are the little things that we have to be present for, so that we can slide those shoulders down our back if that happens. If you're not present, the body is not sure what's going on. It doesn't know what to do. All right, so keep the mind connected to the body. Keep the breath going. Lengthening that spine all the way out there. Okay. And now we're going to get ready. You can slide your hands back in, lift your chest up, take a little stretch here, and we prepare for the pigeon twist. So now your right hand is going to come sliding over to that left side. Take your left hand out. Put your support for the temple area there as you come down into your little twist. And if that left hip is screaming at you, just tell it to leave you alone. Leave me alone, hip. Connecting to the breath. Inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. Okay, getting ready to come out of this pose. Slide that hand in, lift yourself up. Take that back stretch once more. And then we're going to take the right leg around for our seated spinal twist. Okay. So you can choose. Maybe you want to try this side, different to the side you just did. It's up to you. As we draw that right thigh into the chest, try to get the sole of the right foot down on your mat. Take your left hand and hug that thigh in, right into that chest. And roll onto the sole of the right foot. Left hand is beside you. You can use something to lift the floor up to you if you like. Lifting that chest up, bring that smile back to that face. Take a breath as you exhale. Now we begin to twist to the right side. So remember, we're twisting in little increments here. You're going up that spine as we twist. And then connect to the breath. Lift the sternum, slide the shoulder blades down your back. Smile and breathe. Close your eyes. Okay, and we slowly come back to center. Excellent, everybody. Let's come over back into table. Stretch out right leg out. Walk your hands under, close to the shoulders. Open those fingers all the way out. Take a breath and you take the left foot to meet it and draw the upper body over towards the hands in plank push-up position. Lift your buttocks. Take a breath here. We're stretching that spine. Crown in one direction, tailbone in the other, shoulders down away from the air, stretch, 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 and then push up into downward dog. So fix yourself for your downward dog. And then we're going to walk our feet up towards the middle of the mat. Parallel your feet, bend your knees. Let your chest rest towards the thigh and take hold of opposite elbows. Let the head relax in that little boxy form with the upper arms. Press into the feet evenly and breathe. Release the hands and ragdoll your way up. Good. Shake those legs out. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, nice. Standing in mountain pose, you want to pick up the toes, spread them, pick up your heel, press it back in to the mat. Draw your kneecaps up, suck the thigh muscles back. Knit your bathroom muscles and draw them up a little bit and lift that sternum. Again, you feel the shoulder blades down your back. Crown reaching to the ceiling, pressing the feet down. Take your right hand to the side of your body. Inhale your left hand up. Take a breath as you exhale, slide over to your right side. And then you're going to pick up your right hand, reach for the left wrist, and gently, just a gentle stretch here, don't go too deep. Hold that left side of your body up. Coming back to center and releasing both arms down. So the left hand is pressing on the left side of the body. Inhale your right arm up. Take a breath, press into the feet, lift the crown to the ceiling, feel the spine. Exhale over to the left. Press down into those feet. And then take your left hand, hold that right wrist, and gently pulling up into that right side a tip more. As you just settle here, balance and breathe. And come back up to center. Good. And release. We're going to do our dancer today as our balancing pose, and then I have another pose to do for your hips before we go back on the mat onto our back. So if you need to hold on to anything, you have a bit of furniture in front of you, beside you, wherever, go to that place and hold on. For those who are not going to hold on, just be careful, okay, with this pose as well. So it's a very strong balancing pose. So I invite everybody now to find something out there on the floor in front of you and keep staring at it. Pull up through the core, lift that spine, press into the left foot, lift your right foot up and let the right hand receive that foot. I go on the inside, but if this is not available to you today, you can hold it outside of the foot. And the reason for holding the inside is that you don't splay the knee open to the side. All right, so you can choose which one you would like to try today. So for instance, if you look at me a second, if I hold here and I go like this, see what happens to the knee? It splays open. If I hold here and I lift, it stays in. So if you want to hold on and try this, please go ahead. So maybe I disturbed you a while ago. So come back to looking at that spot. You know, I have a habit of doing that. Lift up that spine. I chat too much. Take a big breath here. Concentrate. Now lift your left hand up to the ceiling or hold something. Keep lifting that spine. The idea here is to lengthen as much as you can. So lift the spine up. We're in the first position here. Take a breath as the exhale. If you want to go on to second position, you're going to hinge from the hips and come forward, taking the arm out in front. You can stay like this. If you want to go on further, you can push your hand push your foot into your hand and come into the full expression of Natarajasana, the dancer. And gracefully and slowly come out. Good. We're going to shake it out. So now that you have a sense of what we're doing, get ready for the other side. So you can choose whether you want to change your spot or you want to hold on. So we have disturbed everything. So let's get back. Don't start yet. You're pressing your feet down. You need to get ready. Lift up. All right. Find that spot out there. Bend your left knee and hold it with the left hand. Let the left hand receive that left foot. Raise your right hand up. You can choose to stay here. Take a big breath in, lift the spine up a little bit more, and then you can bend forward if you'd like, just a tad, doesn't matter. Stretch here now. Keep the spine lifted, keep the spine lifted. You can choose to go on by pushing the foot into the hand and lean forward a little bit more. Make sure the spine is lifted. Breathe, concentrate, and slowly come out. And release, shake it out. Good. All right, let's come back on the mat. We're going to do the frog. Good. So I'm going to demonstrate the frog for you. Now, give me a moment here. You have to, whether or not, I think you should all pad your inner knee. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to put one pad here and one here for me. To get into the frog position, you place your knees on your padding, nice and wide, and you put your big toes to touch. All right, we're like this. So let me demonstrate. Wait a moment, look at me. So we're going to just rock back and forth a little bit, like this. All right. And then I'm going to push back some more so that you can see me. Okay, so knees are wide, big toes coming towards each other. Now what you're going to do is walk forward with your hands, come down onto the forearms. So we're here, and then we're going to do the same rocking motion. Back and forth. See, look at me here. See what's happening here? And then I push back. We have done this already. We haven't done it in a while ago. Push forward and push back. Okay. Now, most people will not be able to come forward and lie down with the feet on the mat. So what you're going to do is raise your feet up, come down onto your belly, one palm on top of the other. And then from here, keep the knees nice and wide and bent. And you can release the feet down and lift them up. And just play with it here. To come out of the pose, look at me still. Okay, we're here. You're going to slide one leg out, like this. Slide the other one out and come in. And you're going to feel amazing with those hips. You're just going to feel something just coming over your body. You're just going to feel that release, I guarantee you. So let's try. Everybody now, find that knee pad. Another option you have is to fold your mat. Like that. All right, so I'm going to go back. All right, so let's go everybody. Ready? Hands here. One knee out here, one knee here. Big toes coming together. Lift up the chest. Spine is nice and long here, and then just rock. Just a little rock in here. Get a little feel for it. All right. Okay, we're going to come forward now onto the forearms. And rock. Some of you have knee issues, so be careful here. You can even take the feet off the mat, and then we're going to come down onto the belly. Come down like this. Put a palm on top of each other and rest the head there. From here, lower the feet to the mat. They probably won't touch. And lift them back up. And lower them down. And lift them back up. And lower them down. Keep the knees nice and wide. And lift them back up. Just 2 more like this. Lower them down. And lift them up. Don't worry if they don't touch the ground. Don't force anything, please. If you stop here, it's great. That's wonderful. Just that little motion of going up and down. Okay? And then maybe after all of that, you can take them and just let them relax and hang here, or you can take them all the way down to the ground. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm going to widen my knees a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. So do the best you can. Don't force anything though, okay? If your feet are up here, that's fine. Not a problem. Inhale. As we say, no problem. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Play. You can keep moving the legs up and down if you want. Play with it. In and out. Look, you can do this. Soles of the feet touch. Move the feet out. Play with those hip joints. Okay. One more breath. Now carefully slide that, lengthen your right leg and slide it back into the mat. So it comes straight out of the hip socket, straight out there. And straighten the left one and just inch it in to meet the right. Yes. And rest on one cheek. Let the big toes come towards each other and rest on one cheek. And just notice what you're noticing. Your big toes can come in towards each other with the heels flopped open to the sides. And just rest. Just take it wherever you'd like it to be. Breathe in, breathe out. And then just notice that feeling that comes over you. That release. Bend your knees now and windshield wipe the feet. And release. Slide your hands by your shoulders and lift that chest up. Let's take a little stretch here. Again, we're stretching the spine. Okay, so you're pressing into the pelvic triangle. Lift up that spine. Tuck your elbows in. You can even widen your hands out like this. And then lift that chest up. Elbows come in. Draw that chest out there. Breathe. Inhale. Neck is nice and long. Exhale. Come down. Press into the hands and lift yourself up. And just press back into puppy stretch or child's pose, whichever works for you right now. You can decide. Nice deep breath in and out. Okay, we're going to lift up ourselves now. Swing the feet around. And we're going to come back down onto our back. So come down towards the front edge of your mat. So when you go back, you're still lying on the mat, all right? So just find your way down onto your back. You want to bring your thighs up towards the chest as you come down. Lift them into the chest. And then we're going to just finish off with our lying down. I call it figure 4. Some people call it pigeon. So again, you want to cross your right ankle on top of the left thigh. Bring both thighs into the chest. Put your right hand in from the front here, through that little triangle that you're formed in by crossing over that thigh. Shoulders down, chin slightly down. So you want to hold your left thigh and pull that thigh into your chest. Now flex both feet and take your right hand, that arm bone there, and press that thigh, that right thigh, out to what is in front of you there. Take a breath now as exhale, lift up head, neck, and shoulders, and curl yourself up towards those thighs. And then as you release back to the mat, lengthen that spine out some more. Keep it long as you come back to your mat. And release this side. Okay, we go to the other side. So left over the right, with your right thigh up, with the left thigh on it, left foot on it. Put your hand through the little triangle and hold that thigh. Flex both feet. Take a breath as you exhale, draw that right thigh with the left thigh in towards the chest. Take a breath as you exhale, lift up head, neck, and shoulders. Wiggle that spine out there so it's nice and long. And then lengthen out. Keep the spine long as you come back onto the mat. Good. Draw that right thigh in. You can take your left arm bone and push that left thigh out to what's in front of you. And keep that breath going. Slide that rib cage down. Squeeze that tummy in. Breathe. And release. Take both legs and give them a little stretch. Release the feet down. Walk your feet to the outside edges of your mat and drop your right inner thigh and the knee down into the center of your mat. And then notice a little stretch in that right hip area there. You can take your hands and just massage that right hip and that right thigh. And then bring that back up. Let's go to the left side. So take the left inner thigh down to the center of your mat. And again, you want to just take your hands and massage that little area. So bring it up, hug them in. Make a little circle with the knees. And reverse that circle. And if there's any other little stretch you want to do, maybe somebody wants to do happy baby. Maybe somebody wants to do a spinal twist, like so. So do some other little thing before we go into relaxation. Maybe bound angle. Okay, and then when you're ready, just treat yourself to a well-deserved stretch. Stretch your arms and your legs, stretch your spine, last stretch here. And then find your way into your comfortable lying down position. Take a big breath in and sigh it out. Geez, we really stirred up stuff today, so get it out. Clean out. And then close your eyes. Just give yourself permission now to relax. Release yourself. Relaxing into the face and the jaw joint. Relax into the neck and the shoulders and the arms. Let your fingers relax. Let your toes relax. Let your back and spine, let it all just melt into your mat. Relax those hips. Ooh. Melt them down. The thighs and the knees. And slowly begin to awaken the body. You may begin by deepening the breath, noticing the sounds around you. And if it's right for you, you may roll onto your side and hold yourself in the fetal position. Pressing into your top hand, extend your top leg. And then lift yourself up from the side and come around into your comfortable seated position. When you sit up, you want to move the flesh away from those sitting bones again and plug them in. And just notice the difference in the body from when you first came onto your mat today. Take a breath. As you exhale, drop your chin to your chest. And we're going to make a little circle with the head. So right ear to right shoulder, take the head slightly to the back, left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest. And then reverse it, keeping your eyes closed. Soft, slow movement. Lift the head back up, keep your eyes closed. We're going to extend the arms all the way out to the sides. Open those fingers and stretch them right out to the sides. And then lift those arms up. Press the palms together above the skull. Lift up your spine. Nice stretch here. And then exhale, prayer position to the heart. May we all be peaceful and at ease. May we all be well. May we all be filled with loving kindness. And may we all be happy. Adiom, Shanti, Shanti, peace. Slowly open your eyes. Namaste. Peace.